If there's a single feature in video games that pretty much always gets me pumped, it's base building. Give me the chance to build up my own customized space, and I'll probably look past a lot of other flaws in the end if that feature is well implemented enough. Even better though is when a game doesn't compromise on its other half and you've got my full attention. And I'm happy to report that even in early access, Lynked Banner of the Spark is looking like a full course meal. My elevator pitch for this title is that it's an incredible love child of Animal Crossing and Hades, both highly positive comparisons that seem somewhat hard to reconcile together until you actually see it in action. Getting thrown into a strange laserpunk-styled prison, the player and new robot companion Buddy team up for a breakout. Buddy transforms himself into a robotic arm enhancement that gives the player character access to a grappling hook that can be used in a variety of ways in the heat of combat, tiding you over until you pick up an actual weapon most of the way through the tutorial, and making sure the player immediately gets a taste of what makes this game unique. I talk a lot about the importance of a first impression, and Lynked is an example of a game that kills it right out of the gate. The art style is very colorful and eye-catching, Buddy is likable right from the jump, and the player immediately gets a taste of the voiced bot-lish language that evokes the classic Banjo-Kazooie spoken dialogue style in place of what would, I'm sure, be an expensive game to dub. Every line is accompanied by an adorable bot-lish voice clip, and the different characters have different ways of delivering it that emphasize their individuality even though they're basically talking in wingdings. Throwing smaller enemies around is fun enough, but once you get a weapon in your hand, and especially when you get to start customizing your hookshot, combat really starts to come alive as the strategic potential makes itself clear. It's an excellent way of clearing distance and keeping momentum up, something also incentivized by a combo meter. The game is a roguelite stage-based affair where each mission has a set number of rooms to clear, but the rooms and fights are randomized and the visuals around you change frequently enough to keep your eyes from falling asleep. But beating monsters and keeping the combo meter going by not getting hit will reward you with currency that can be used either during runs to unlock chests, or saved until the end to be converted into proper upgrade currency. Once they're out of the prison, the other half of the game starts to materialize, as the player is dropped into a fully customizable town with residents that need to be rescued, and the rest of the cast begins filling in from there. Each bot you rescue does something for the town, and they all have their own quest lines that let you build up your friendship with them. Whether it's rescuing more friends from the bad guys or rebuilding the town to give everyone a comfy place to live. The town also has its own collection and crafting minigames with farmable resources and gathering that looks like a direct visual reference to Animal Crossing, as you can gather smaller bots that can be turned into unique furniture and wearable gear. Doing quests for your bot friends leads to unlocking new weapons and styles to be used in the combat stages, and the combat stages provide you with funds that can be used in town as well as directly satisfying objectives for quests. It all feeds together excellently and makes everyone feel purposeful rather than just proceeding through levels for the sake of it. The combat feels excellent in motion, with a dozen different weapon types, some of which are unique, like a guitar that does area of effect attacks and can be upgraded to reflect projectiles during your burst attack, my personal favorite so far, all of which have random upgrades to be found in each level that make it feel a little different each time you reach a boss. More unique upgrades can be unlocked in the town that specialize the weapons further. Like I said, everything feeds brilliantly into each other. My one caveat here is that although difficulty is slightly tuned depending on how many players are in a mission, which can be up to 3, the game nevertheless becomes significantly more challenging when played solo. You do get a free revive when by yourself, but it doesn't quite counterbalance the number of enemies that gang up on you, and you more or less have to equip the decoy ability in order to really have a chance past the first few levels. This kind of game is designed to be played with friends, and the team has made doing so as seamless as possible by carrying over all quest progression regardless of who the host player is, so that's definitely the best way to go about it. Lynked is still in early days, but everything I've played so far has left me with a smile. The poppy art style and rubber band character models ooze charm, but the combat leaves very little to be desired outside of being extra unforgiving to solo players. Taking inspiration from all the best aspects of two very different kinds of game, the team at FuzzyBot looks set to truly deliver on this early promise. I'll be paying attention when the game releases in full in 2025. Lynked Banner of the Spark is releasing in early access on Steam today with a demo already available. It is currently projected to release in full in 2025. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth and subscribe to keep up with all of our future content.
Noisy Pixel.